Morning everyone, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. I'm going to be looking over at the markets today and some possible good news. Well, it's not kind of good news as such. It's about something that's just came out that I've been kind of looking forward to for a while, and it's just came out today, so I've just got my copy today of it, and I can't share it with you obviously, but I want to kind of talk about it. And it gave me a kind of little bit of hope for the market. That's what it done, and I think that's what we need just now, that little bit of hope and the kind of thinking that things are going to turn around, because it looks just now, you just think Bitcoin goes up, then it comes right back down, Bitcoin goes up, comes back down, the whole market's coming down. Can't even get a couple of percent on some of the trades that we're doing just well. We can actually, it's kind of working just well. There's a couple of them that's done really well, so we're looking at a couple of coins as well, looking at the market overall and looking at some news at the same time. So I'm just going to see if anybody's in just now. Usually in a bear market there's hardly anybody on, because everybody's feeling a wee bit despondent. So I'm just going to check just now, 1 wee second. Oh, there's a few people on, that's good. Okay, who do we have in house? We have Chris Noble from Edinburgh, welcome to you. Marcus Jafari, hey, happy Thursday. Kim O'Brien's in the house, one of our brilliant admins. It's good to see you live, Kim. Speciani Effecti from Serbia. Have I said that right, Speciani? I don't think I have. I do apologise for getting your name wrong if I have. Debbie Clayton's in the house, welcome to you. Andy Grant, John Warburton, Bruce Rudling, Honest Crypto Journey from Edinburgh as well. Beautiful in Scotland over the last couple of weeks. Been absolutely beautiful, another beautiful day. Paul Brannan, Colorado in the morning. Excellent, good to see you. Crypto Chit, good morning to you. Stephen King is in. Mark Innes, Catherine Davis, Martin and Sonia, Mac, Paul and S, Stephen Valley, Chris Cash, did I say Mark Innes? Yeah, I did. Christopher A, IoT Financial, Nick Smith, good morning to you. Youssef Karaka, Stu Johnson is in the house as well. Okay, we'll look at the markets first of all, and then I'll kind of talk about this possible good news. Well, it's news that gives us a wee bit of hope. And for me anyway, you might think it's totally out of the park, you might just think it's weird, but for me it's good news. And I'll talk about that in a wee second. We'll just kind of refresh CoinMarketCap, see what the hell is going on in the market. Okay, market capitalization is 246 billion, kind of stabilizing over the last couple of days, which is good. 24-hour volume is $10 billion. Just now, obviously, that's kind of gone down a wee bit. BTC dominance is up to 42.5%. So that's quite high. So we're coming out of vaults. People are coming out of vaults and either going into Bitcoin or getting out of the market. So that means the Bitcoin dominance goes up. So who's the winners? Bitcoin is up to 6,117 at the moment. I don't think that is correct as of now. 6,096 I've got here. Is that correct? Yeah, 8 o'clock. That's only 1 hour. So that's up 0.29%. Ethereum continues to go down to $433. Ripple kind of steady at 46 cents. Bitcoin Cash 705. EOS $7.84. Litecoin down to $78. So the whole market doesn't look good overall when you compare it to this time, even last month. So who's the winners? Digibyte is up to 2.3 cents. Excellent. 15%. Mithril up 12.91%. Kin is up. We'll be speaking about that as well. If you've got Kin, they've just released some news as well recently. They're up 11%, and that's one of the long-term kind of holds we've got. Centrality is up. Bytum, Cybermiles, but just by a small amount. Monaco has been doing really well. We called that the other day. I think it was, can't remember when we called it. When did we call it? I think it was, I can't remember when it was. I think it was 177,500 Satoshi we called it. And it went up to, I can't remember where it went up to, but I'm just going to have a check on it just now. But that's one of the good ones. Zilliqa, that's gone up as well, 7.13%. I think that could do well today as well. And we'll just go over to some comments. So that's the market for today. Oh, who's the winners and losers? So the losers, who's the loser? Vibox token. Theta token going down 5.6%. It's still in play just now. Archain 5.45, Cortex, Qtum, Aeon. So the market is kind of it doesn't know where it wants to go just now. There's not that many losers, not with high percentage gains, but there's not that many winners either with high percentage gains. So it's kind of, it just doesn't know where it wants to go just now. It's kind of on a seesaw at the moment. So we'll have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin price is 6098. Just now we've kind of spoke about Bitcoin Cash as well, down to 698 at the moment. ETC, that's been performing well over the last couple of weeks, down to 15.17 cents. Shouldn't really look at cents anyway, but we'll just do it just now. NEO down to $30. $30 for NEO. Unbelievable. It's gone as low as $29 recently. How's Tron doing? Oh, Tron's taken a jump up. 3.91 cents. Where's it in BTC? TRX. So it's taken a jump up in the last hour, from 624 up to 640, and it's still climbing just now, so that might be on a run just now, Tron, as we speak. So it's going up at the minute. Remember, crush the likes, everybody, crush the likes. I have to get that in. Yeah, Tron is on a run just now, and it was as low as 620. So if you get onto Tron at 620, that would have been a brilliant time that you got in. Here's on the 15-minute chart. We'll just have a wee look when it started running. So it's really just started running in the last 15 minutes. So there must be some news out. I know there was news out yesterday about Pornhub, which is not really a kind of good thing. Pornhub can use any cryptocurrency they want to accept. So it's not as if there's a partnership or anything like that. But that was news yesterday that Pornhub are going to accept Tron as payment as well. I think Zencash as well, they're going to do Zencash as well, but we'll be looking at the news as well. So that's a couple of the ones that are doing well at the moment. We'll just look on Binance, see who's doing well. And the Bitcoin price, oh, that's last price, we want a 24-hour change. Data has come down, INS, XZC, QTIM, BLZ, Theta. Not by big margins though. MCO still gone up. So we'll take a look at MCO just now, Monaco, sorry. And just look at the chart. Yeah, it's come back down from its highs, but it is still doing well. I think we called it down here, 77,500, way down here. Took a big rise up of about 40%. And I asked in the premium group if anybody got into Monaco at the time when it was called, and I don't know if anybody actually got into it. Let me know if you got into it when it was called. And even with a 10%, so it went up to 1.14 million, so that was good. So it's doing well. It's doing well, Monaco, and it's still in play at the moment. Okay, we'll just go back to a few comments again. Mixed Raws is in from Australia. Welcome to you. Yusuf Kanaka from Turkey is in the house. What Kin's up? Yeah, Kin is up, believe it or not. So there's been a bit of news and we're going to talk about that as well. Mike Cryptical is in the house. Mr. S. Smith, evening from New Zealand on his crypto journey. Last night could have hit my 10% TP on a 3 to 6 trade, but because I had a stop loss set just in case the market tanked, and you can't set a stop loss and TP at the same time. Yeah, missed my TP opportunity. Bugger. Eddie Holland, Luctron Sudenteland. Luctron suddenly, right? Suddenly. Any hope for Tron? Yeah, there's definitely hope for Tron. It's kind of going up just now. Where is it? Just now. Oh, it's coming back down, 638. But this could be the start of things to come for Tron. Everybody's kind of getting a bit despondent. Everybody's getting despondent with everything in the crypto space just now. Because you see it going up 10-15% and it comes right back down 10-15%. And it's a pain in the arse, and you really have to be on the ball to catch anything. David Stewie, another one of our brilliant admins, is in the house as well. Welcome to you, David. Good day, everyone. Any news on Dig? Dig is coming out with the conference call in about 5 hours' time, I believe. So I tried to get on that, phoned it yesterday. So I'm going to try and phone it again and see if I can get on it. But I've got a live round about that time as well. Crunk's Creation, morning Steve. Petrova News, brand change. Yeah, I think that's what they're needing. To be honest, Crunks, they need a kind of brand change, different name and all that, hopefully. Mark Pollen, UPPS, I bought TRX yesterday morning. Excellent. BABB under 1/10 of a cent. Yes, we're going to be looking at BABB as well. We'll look at that. So the news that could be good, and you might not rate this person at all, but it gave me a bit of hope. I very quickly read it this morning. So I don't know if you've heard of Cliff High. Cliff High brings out these reports at halfpasthuman.com, and he's brought out his latest one. It's just recently came out for forecast for July to October 2018. So that's just come out. I've just very quickly got it this morning, very quickly skimmed over it because I had to do this live. I couldn't read it properly. I normally like to take an hour and just kind of read it. Now you might think he's a bit of a cook. I don't. I think he's got a lot of kind of useful and great information out there. And this came out, and what he's saying, and I'm not giving too much away here, but what he's saying is things are going to start to turn around in the whole crypto market from around about the beginning of July. And that's what he's saying for that. So he's not brought one out for a while. I don't think he's brought one out for the last, since March or April. March. Yeah, it's about March time. So I've been kind of waiting on this, and it gave me that bit of hope as well. I kind of have the feeling anyway things are going to turn around, but when you see the markets going down and your portfolio going down and down and down, you go, holy shit, when is it going to end? But I have to say one thing as well, that when markets go down like this, particularly Bitcoin price, Bitcoin is dragging everybody down just now. Most of the alts, not all of them, like Monaco, we've seen that shoot up, we've seen data shoot up as well, and we've seen kind of a lot of the others shoot up as well. So with the Bitcoin price, the dollar price being low at $6,000, around about $6,000, we've got to remember, if we've got a portfolio, say, in alts, so we might not have any Bitcoin, or we've got a little bit of Bitcoin, and we should all be kind of storing Bitcoin and keeping it on a ledger, Nano S, whatever you can have, and just keeping it for the long term. We just have some to the side, and that helps obviously the Bitcoin price as well, because you're taking it out of the market and nobody else can buy it, so it's diminishing the supply of Bitcoin. So I think we should all be doing that anyway. As a given, we should all be doing that. But Bitcoin price is down to $6,000 at the moment, and just say you've got a portfolio in alts of say $10,000 or even $5,000. We've got to remember, if the alts don't change at all in Satoshi value, if they don't change whatsoever in Satoshi value, but the Bitcoin price doubles to say $12,000, then your portfolio is going to double to $10,000 if it's $5,000 just now, or $20,000 if it's $10,000 at the moment. So we've got to remember that as well. Just think about that. If you really believe the Bitcoin price is going up, it's going to go up eventually, and it will go up because there's more good news coming out in the markets all the time with the ETFs, the SEC, the regulations, all that coming out. It is going to go up. You have to be careful trading in alts, obviously, but it is going to go up, and that's going to automatically push the dollar value of your alts up, not the Satoshi value, the dollar value. And we only look at the dollar value when we want to cash out. So when you're looking at your portfolio, ask yourself, are you going to cash out just now? So if you're not going to cash out just now, which you probably won't be doing anyway, there's no point in looking at the dollar value. There's no point at all in looking at the dollar value of your kind of altcoin portfolio at the moment. So that's one thing. I know I've said that before, but we still have to keep on remembering that we shouldn't be looking at the dollar. We can't help it, because most of the kind of portfolio apps out there kind of look at the dollar value, obviously, as well. Or you can change it to the Satoshi value. So what we're really looking to do in the long run, we're looking to accumulate more Bitcoin. We think that's going to be the store of value. So we're going to be accumulating it. And as I said yesterday as well, not a lot of people are using Bitcoin for what it's meant to be used for, as a currency. So it's not being used for that at the moment. It's being used for speculation just now. That's why the prices are going up and down at the moment. Once we start kind of using it, and there's loads of kind of companies out there like PundiX are really trying to get people to use cryptocurrency for what it was kind of intended for, and that's to spend it as a currency. It's not being done just now. That's why the markets are up and down just now. It's being used for speculation. That's what we're doing as well. But as I said, get some Bitcoin, put it away. trade some altcoins for Bitcoin, put some more away, and keep on doing that. Keep on pulling some out the market when you've traded to Bitcoin. If you've made a good profit, put it in to your Ledger Nano S and just keep it there. Just keep it there for the long term. It's going to go up, but this report from CliffHigh kind of gave me a bit of hope. I don't know if you follow him. Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know down below in the comments as well. If you're watching this on the live, let me know if you follow CliffHigh. But it just gave me a bit of hope. I'm not saying his reports are bang on accurate. Well, actually they have been in the past. Some of them have not been, obviously. But it just gave that kind of little bit of hope. It's a Binance Tron competition. So have Tron got a competition on just now? I'll just have a wee look. I didn't know Binance had a competition on for Tron. INS competition finished. Dexathon. Binance Angels. I don't see a Binance competition there. Just bought 100,000 yesterday morning, Mac Pollen. 100,000? No, 1,000, sorry. 1,000, I was going to say. Where is the dip? Where is the dip? The dip on what, Yusuf? Cole Phillips, I got into Monaco yesterday, made 18%. I'm in Zell now. Excellent. Brilliant. Somebody got into Monaco. Yes, brilliant. Made 18%. I'm in Zalika just now. Good. Zalika, I think, is going to be strong for today, according to the charts, and we'll be looking at some of that as well. Binance just announced a Tron trading competition. Ah, right. I've not seen that yet. I didn't see it on the Binance site as well. Yusuf, 4.8k, 5.5k. Ah, right, I'm with you. Okay, so 647, that's for Tron. We'll just look at USDT. It's coming back up, 6108. Just now, that's on the 15-minute. We'll just look at the 6-hourly chart. So, we kind of seen this yesterday. And we said it was kind of in a pattern just now, an ascending triangle pattern. We'll just kind of look at this just now and do it from here, and we'll go all the way up to here just now. It's still in this ascending triangle just now, and we'll just do it from round about here to here. So you can see here it's in this ascending triangle at the moment just now, and if we're getting down to 6073, we can't be definite for sure this is going to happen, but if it breaks below that, and it did break below the ascending triangle yesterday, and it's kind of in and out of that kind of ascending triangle. You can see here, this is on a 6-hourly chart, you can see here it's kind of dipped below that as well, then came back into play, kind of dipped below it again, then came back into play, and it's kind of skirting around this kind of trend line at the minute. And this is all on the 6-hourly chart. We'll just take a look on the kind of 1-hour chart and see it more clearly. So you can see these two green lines of the ascending triangle. So you can see it dipped below yesterday, and it done a funny thing yesterday, a really weird thing, all within the space of about 15-20 minutes. It shot all the way down to 5970, then shot all the way back up to 6163. So $200 difference. So I don't know what happened there. And I don't know if it was kind of bots being triggered to buy at a certain price. That's the only thing that I can think that's kind of happened. I just thought it was really weird because I was watching it at the time it happened. I thought, what the hell's going on with Bitcoin? And it just kind of shot down to 5971. And then it kind of shot back right back up again and came back into play on this ascending triangle. And we're still in this ascending triangle just now. If it breaks below 6075, we kind of said that yesterday as well. We could be going down further, but we just don't know kind of with TA just now, but it's looking still in play on this ascending triangle. We need to break 6270 for there to be any kind of talk, even talk of a reversal or even thinking about a reversal. But for me, it's not looking that bad at the minute. Although we're all kind of despondent and kind of Bitcoin's up and down just now, This is just a feeling I've got. You shouldn't never trade on feelings, never trade on emotions. Just a feeling that is going to come good soon. And I don't know if that's my eternal optimism or not, but even kind of looking at the charts, we're still up and down just now, and I think we're going to trade from $5,800 up. Don't think it's going to go down to 5,000, although it could. We never know. So 5,800 would be, well, the next support here is about $6,000, because it's a psychological support as well, but it's also a kind of chart support as well, TA support. And then $5,800, $5,400 after that, then 5,000, obviously another psychological level we're looking at. So that's the kind of lines we're looking at just now for Bitcoin, but I just think it's going to start kind of going up again. I'm hopeful that it's going to start going up again. I've got that funny feeling, but don't trade on funny feelings. It doesn't work. What chart system do you recommend? TradingView or Coinigy Pro? Coinigy, I like Coinigy to be honest, but Coinigy uses TradingView. So if you look at here, you can see charts by TradingView. So powered by Coinigy data feeds. So they use TradingView. I'm just used to using Coinigy, but a lot of people swear by TradingView as well. So either or, to be honest, either or. I just like using Coinigy. Scott Bernoulli, good morning from Cowtown, USA. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Scott. Really appreciate that. And David Schwartz, good morning, Steve. I was juggling to buy an ADX and ZIL, but after a little tug up on my big boy pants with a little research, I decided on ZIL today for the 3 to 6. Yeah, let's look at ZIL. We called that today, I'm just going to say, and we called that in the premium group today because we've seen a kind of chart pattern that looked quite good. Well, I've seen a kind of chart pattern, I just kind of called it. They look quite good. Where is it up? Where did we call it? 1 second. Let's go back. Can't remember where I called it. ZIL called it 1120. Looks as if it's gone down just now. 1120 called it. It's down to 10076. So take 120 off. So about 1,000 would have been the kind of stop loss. Around about that. It kind of surged up. That's on a 1 hour chart to 11.4. Well, it didn't surge. It was 11.44. It's coming back down just now. So we need to wait and see what happens with ZIL. But I thought that looked at a strong one. And we'll just look at the 6 hour chart on that. Yeah, I thought that looked a strong one. It's coming down just now. It's forming on the 6 hour candle. It's forming a red candle on the 6 hour. So we need to wait and see what happens with ZIL. But I was quite hopeful for that one. The RSI is currently sitting at about 46 just now, so kind of middle of the road for the RSI for that. Volume is kind of steady at the moment. It's down from the recent weeks, but we need to wait and see what happens. 1078 at the moment. So yeah, we need to wait and see what happens with Zilliqa. Tim Gash, good morning. Hopefully Tron will keep going up. Yeah, so Tron could be a good one for today, especially if they're doing that competition. I've not seen any news about that yet, but it's going up to 644. It's just about good news for Tron. I think Tron holders, and I've been a Tron trader and a Tron holder in the past as well. It's a brilliant coin for trading. It's just brilliant because it's so liquid, and you get so much. You can see all the kind of price movements here, where you could have made money, where you kind of lost money as well. So you have to be careful trading, obviously. So always be careful and put your stop losses in when you're trading in a market like this, in a bear market like this. Normally, what we do, and we're making the calls, put a 10% stop loss in. What I would do now is put a 6% stop loss in, and to get the 6% is just divided by 1.06. So that's an easy way. I think that was David Clayton that kind of gave me that formula. I was using a calculator and doing it all that way. So if you've got 1,000, we know what 6% is. Obviously, it's 60 Satoshi, but I'll just show you the formula. So divide it by 1.06, and that gives you your kind of level that you're doing it. So 943 you put it at, but it shouldn't be. 6% is 60 Satoshi, so it should be 104, or should it be star? That's a weird. Yeah, it should be that. So you times it by 0.94, and that'll give you your kind of stop loss level. Yeah, that's the right form. Maybe I've got it wrong. So I'm saying that was clearing, but maybe I've just got it wrong in there. So that's the kind of correct one that you use to get the 6% stop loss. And there, obviously, if it was a 10% stop loss, you would just do it by 0.90. So you're taking the stop loss kind of figure and taking it off 1.00 and using it that way. That's how you get the 10% stop loss or 6% stop loss. Twilix bought Petrova. They're doing a token swap tomorrow. Excellent, Crunks. Twilix, never heard of Twilix. I don't know if they're in just now. So is that a normal company that bought them over? Good morning, Steve. Give us some good news, buddy. Mark Borg. Yeah, that was a good news. I was talking about the Cliff High report. I don't know if you've seen that. Wait a second. I'm just going to go back to the comments. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that, halfpasthuman.com, but I like to read it anyway. I like to take maybe an hour out, a cup of coffee, and just read the Cliff High report. Some of it's kind of way out there, but I just like it, and I've been following him for the last year or so. Gethin Davis, Cliff High has built prediction software, right, using web scrapers. I like him personally, so he's obviously still bullish then. He is still bullish. I'll definitely recommend buying the report. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but I just recommend kind of buying the report at Half Past Human. He does a lot of work on it, and yeah, he's got kind of software that kind of scrapes the data from kind of all the channels and kind of Google and just all over the web and looks at all the information and the language that people are using, and then he kind of makes predictions that way. Is it better to accumulate BTC or ETH? A trading pair alts, BTC or alts ETH. For quickness, if you're sending Bitcoin to an exchange to start trading in alts, it's going to take bloody ages. It's a nightmare sending over Bitcoin. But if you're trading, but if you want, you can send over Ethereum, buy your altcoin then, and then start trading BTC and your altcoin. I would always trade into BTC. We don't know where kind of Ethereum's going. We don't know where Bitcoin's going just now as well, obviously. But I'd always trade into BTC. It's more liquid. You'll find it's more liquid in the markets. Not all of them. For the likes of Tron, I would imagine Ethereum you'll be able to get okay as well. That's going to be highly liquid as well, and it's going to be okay there. Wouldn't say an issue. But I would always do the trading pair BTC. New announcement from Binance, Tron trading competition, 10,000. Where is it? I'm just going to have to reload that. Ah, there it is there. Tron trading competition, 10 million TRX to give away. So between the 29th, which is tomorrow, and the 6th of July, 2 million Tron. Top trader will be awarded 2 million. See, I think these competitions on Binance, I think they're going to be easier to manipulate. All traders with at least 65,000 Tron trading volume during the competition period will be evenly split a pool of 5 million Tron. Capricorn's investment, thanks for your support. Excellent. So I think that the top trader will be awarded. So if you've got loads of money, what you could do, and they've not got anything here, including both buys and sells, excluding wash trades. Ah, right, so they've got that in there, excluding wash trades as well, across all TRX trading pairs during the competition period. Right, because I was going to say, if you've got a lot of money kind of in space and you've got maybe $50,000 that you can play with, not who's got $50,000, but there are people obviously got that money they could play with. They could trade in and out of Tron over the next 2 weeks and they get 2 million Tron for it. And that's why I think, but they're saying excluding wash trades. Now, I presume kind of wash trades is where you're doing it to gamify the kind of system. And don't know how they would kind of know that, to be honest. Maybe I need more information on that. Obviously, I do. Yes, yep, Uncle Cliff is a man. His webbot analysis is pretty good. Donny Don Matthew, I think so. Rob Taylor, I'm here more positive than negative as a whole. Fingers crossed, hopefully we're near the end of this bear market. Rob, I'm getting the feeling that we're near the end of the bear market. I still think we might still go down with regards to kind of Bitcoin, but I'm getting that feeling. You probably know the feeling that you get. You just think you're hearing more and more positive news, SEC, ETFs, loads of kind of news coming out. Japan, kind of thinking about the tax issue we spoke about yesterday as well, bringing down the tax for kind of trading cryptocurrency as well. I just think there's more and more good news coming out. Plus, what's happened in this bear market is all the projects are kind of busy working in the background. They're not giving a shit about the price of the project, but they're busy working in the background and working on the project, and they're probably more focused on the project in the bear market. And so the technology is coming and getting better and better and better all the time, especially in a bear market, because they're just getting on with it. So they keep on keeping on, get on with the project and release it. What I'm noticing with Ethereum, and it's just a kind of thought I had the other day, what I'm noticing with Ethereum is more and more people are getting their own, they're coming off the ERC20 token. And obviously they've got a lot of kind of Ethereum in the marketplace when kind of Tron done the kind of ICO and stuff like that. They've got a hell of a lot of kind of Ethereum, and they'll be selling that. They could sell that, which is bringing the Ethereum price down, because they've now got their own token. They've now got their own mainnet. Same with EOS. There's loads of companies now, projects coming out with their own kind of mainnet. You're seeing mainnet launches all the time now. So what's that going to do with Ethereum? That's a thought I kind of had over the last kind of couple of weeks. So you've got one issue whereby all the money they received in Ethereum in their ICO, what they're going to do with that. There must be billions of dollars in Ethereum that all these ICO raised, and then they decide to kind of release their own mainnet. So what they're going to do with that Ethereum, probably sell it into the market. So short-term Ethereum price could be going down. And then what is going to be the use for Ethereum if everybody decides to do that, if it becomes a much easier process and as technology moves on? So I think a lot of projects just can't be arsed just now. They've got the ERC20 token, they're using the Ethereum platform, and they can't be asked doing their own kind of mainnet, or it's not in their plans. It's not that they can't be asked, that's the wrong thing to say, but it's not in their plans to do that. What's going to happen with Ethereum as well as many people going to be using it? So that's just a question that kind of came up in my mind as well. So, and I'm not saying I'm down on Ethereum at all, I'm just saying, are a lot of people going to use it for their ICOs and things like that as well? So we're going to look at some news just now. Blockstream's Lightning Network implementation enters beta, includes Tor support as well. So the 0.6 release of Blockstream's scalability solution for Bitcoin C Lightning has been released. With this Lightning Network implementation, which is written in C program language, the client has moved to a new architecture that enhances its adaptability in meeting specific needs and infrastructure. So obviously we've all heard about the Lightning Network and how that's going to speed things up, and the transactions are going to go through much quicker, and that's what we're looking for with Bitcoin. Everybody's pissed off. Even if you're sending Bitcoin from one exchange to another, or from your wallet to an exchange, can take hours sometimes. Although I did see from Coinbase to Binance, I'd kind of transferred over and it took like 5 minutes or something. And I know Coinbase support the Lightning Network as well. So that's kind of some good news as well for the use case scenario of Bitcoin itself. And this was a strange one. Bitcoin is amazing, but blockchain is a bubble. Steve Wozniak. I just thought that was kind of weird. It caught my attention because it's Steve Wozniak, obviously, from Apple. But one of Bitcoin's biggest bulls is calling it blockchain as a bubble, on par with the dot-com bubble that occurred at the turn of the millennium. Steve Wozniak, who co-founded what is now the world's largest company, said that it sees parallels between the development of the internet as well as the hype cycle that accompanied it and the burgeoning blockchain industry. It was a bubble, and I feel that way about blockchain, Wozniak said Tuesday on stage at the Next Technology Conference in New York, according to a CNBC report. So a lot of people say it the other way about, that Bitcoin is a bubble but blockchain is not. Now he's saying Bitcoin is amazing but blockchain is a bubble. Now, while that sounds kind of bad, I think what he's saying there is a lot of projects are jumping on the blockchain bandwagon when there's no need for them to be on blockchain. I'm not going to give that example because that's been mentioned today, but there's a lot of companies, there's just no need to be on the blockchain. What's the use case scenario for being on blockchain? So every project we get into, or every ICO we get into, we have to ask the question, does it need to be on the blockchain? Sometimes it doesn't need to be on, it's just going to make things a lot better. So the banking system, it doesn't need to be on the blockchain, although it's way kind of outdated. It's 30, 40 years old, it's just outdated just now. It doesn't need to be on the blockchain, but it's going to make it so much better if it is on the blockchain. So there's kind of grey area as well, and we have to look at, and that's what we have to ask ourselves when we're getting into an ICO as well. Does it need to be on a blockchain, or is going onto blockchain going to drastically improve the kind of performance of the company? Because you're going to get a lot of reverse ICOs as well, and I think that's going to happen. So you'll get these reverse ICOs where you've got big companies just now, say the likes of Amazon, and they'll release a kind of token as well. So that's the reverse ICO. So I think that's going to happen a lot as well, but we have to be careful of getting into these kind of projects, because we have to ask ourselves, does it need to be on blockchain? I think that's what Steve Wozniak is kind of talking about here, that they're just going to jump on the blockchain bandwagon. Although blockchain technology is fantastic, it's going to be amazing, I think that is what he's kind of talking about as well. So here's a Kin story. Kin cryptocurrency goes live in mega chat app Kik. This is why Kin's gone up. So Kin, a cryptocurrency developed by the makers of Kik Interactive, has gone live in the popular chat app for a group of 1,000 beta testers. So Kik, which raised nearly $100 million through the token's initial coin offering, will become the first application to integrate the cryptocurrency into its core platform. This was the reason I kind of invested in Kin in the first place, and I kind of gave it a call. I think we gave it a call about 145 or something like that. Kind of shot up to about 300 and went up 100%, but then it came back down, obviously, with the markets coming down in general. But this is the main reason, and they're starting to kind of beta test that just now. They've got about 50 million users on the Kik app, so we'll see what happens with the 1,000 beta testers as well, see how it goes. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Kin. Could be a good one for long term. Well, I've said it's going to be a good one for long term as well. Andreas Horowitz, one of the largest technology-focused venture capital firms alongside the likes of Japan SoftBank and San Francisco Sequoia Capital, both of which oversee $1 trillion in combined company value, has created a $300 million fund, which I spoke about yesterday. So he's invested in cryptocurrency and created more multi-billion-dollar startups than any other venture firm in the world, as an early investor in companies like Airbnb. So that's him. Why invest? I'm just going to see why I kind of looked at this. Yeah, that's it. Chris Dixon, general partner, emphasised that the company is fully aware of the volatile nature of the market and expects the cryptocurrency sector to have more ups and downs in the future. Instead of allocating resources to avoid downtrends and crypto winter, Dixon noted that the company's first crypto fund will invest in a market with the focus of holding onto cryptocurrencies and stake in startups with an all-weather approach. That was the part that I was kind of interested in there, and that they're going to be holding this as well, which is good. Again, this is good news for the markets overall, I think, with the likes of them kind of starting up this 300 million kind of crypto fund. And I think we're going to see more and more of that as well, because a lot of us don't want to be traders. We'd rather just go give our money to kind of a fund manager or something, say, okay, here you can play with the crypto. I wouldn't like to do that, but a lot of people would like to do that, and I think it'll bring a lot more people into the crypto space as well. Okay, I've spoken long enough, and we'll just see what you have to say. Justin Sons, Twitter announced the Binance competition. Excellent, Richard Rowland. Cole Phillips, I've followed Cliff High for a while now. He's an interesting person in my opinion. He is interesting, and I think that's the thing. We don't take his word for gospel, but he is an interesting character. Very interesting. And he's got a lot of good things to kind of talk about. He does talk about a lot of kind of good things in the blockchain space, as well as kind of other space as well, literally space. Rob Taylor, a few months ago, everyone thought I was crazy when I said we'd go below 7k again. Now fast forward to today, nobody believes we'll see bullish momentum at any time soon. Don't follow the crowd, guys. Yeah, we're all kind of being cheap just now, Rob. And we can't help it, obviously. We're in the kind of market, and to a degree we can't help doing that, because we've got that mentality of shit. We're feeling a bit despondent about the whole market as a whole. Everything's going down, and it's difficult to see that can go back up to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I believe it will. By the end of the year, I think we're going to see a $30,000 kind of dollar Bitcoin, and that's why it's good to dollar cost average the Bitcoin just now. And the alts, as I said, I've said before, a lot of the alts are going to disappear altogether, and it's kind of what Steve Wozniak was saying, that these projects don't need to be on the blockchain, so we have to make sure we're looking at the company, we're looking at the use case scenario of the blockchain for that particular project as well. Look at the team, look at the company, look at the use of it, and just do all due diligence on that. And we can still trade in and out of alts to get more BTC, but don't kind of hold for the long term if you don't think. That's kind of obvious statement saying that. Don't hold for the long term if you don't think it's going to be any good. But don't hold for the long term just because it's getting hyped a lot as well. We have to look at the team, look at the project, look at the use case scenario, and see what they're doing as well overall. I also just jumped into Zalika. Excellent. How's it doing at the moment? That's Tron still going up. Zil 106, 1084, so it's starting to climb back up a wee bit more, which is good. Rafi Bogosian, morning Steve, morning to you, good to have you here. Gethin Davis, so Rob Taylor, you bullish? And then at the moment, at least in the short term. So that's a question for Rob. Marina Paps, so frustrated with Bancor at the moment, can't withdraw my Pundy yet again. Any news as to what's going on? Can't seem to find anything. There's nothing. I don't know what's going on with Bancor at the moment. You need to write to Bancor support. So write to Bancor support, Marina, and they'll be able to help you out. Chardan, good morning to you. Good to have you here, Yusuf. I think we must look at the US dollar index. When it goes up, BTC drops, and now it's testing a resistance. If it breaks, we can see lower BTC prices. We need to wait and see. Nobody really knows. Nobody can really predict what's going to happen with BTC, and all this kind of technical analysis as well. We still can't predict it. We can only think that it's going to go a certain way, and in every technical analysis that we do, we have to give two kind of scenarios, at least two scenarios. Okay, this is what it's going to do, or this is what it could do if it doesn't kind of go down below that support. It could go higher, or this is what it could do if it does break that support. It could go lower. There's always going to be kind of two sides of the story, or even kind of possible three kind of possibilities as well, or even four. So nobody can really tell what's going to happen. Donny Don Matthew, we're close to the monthly Pundex snapshot for the airdrops. Yeah, it's 29th of June. Tomorrow, is it? I think it is, or is it 30th? The price got so battered that even the buy for the airdrop is not moving the price a lot. Guess tomorrow we can see the price action. So what's happening with Pundex just now? NPXS. I think it done well. It went up about 10%. Oh, it's down to 88. So it did well. It's down to 80. Went up to about 96. So it was a good kind of, what was that, 20%? So it's going to be, again, I've said this before, this is going to be a good one for trading on Binance in particular. But it's gone down at the minute, down to 87 Satoshi. But long term, I think Pundex are going to do well. But obviously do your own research. Put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on. Do your own research. Multiply by 0.94. Dean, that's obviously what I was talking about earlier. Yes, so we did find it was multiply. Stephen, it is not correct to divide by 1.06. You're right, Christopher A, that was my mistake. Errol Suleiman, hi Steve, can you take a look at BNB? Has gone down but looks like it's sent to move up. BNB, that's done well over the last few weeks. Oh, let's go BTC. So how's it doing at the moment? Sitting at 228,000 Satoshi, nearly 229. This is on the 6-hour chart. What's it looking like on we'll look at the 1-hour chart just now. So on the 1-hour chart, we use a few strategies over at CYT-Crypto. 7MA on the 25MA is one of the ones we use. It's not coming into play just now, but it looks as if it's coming up into play. It's trading sideways at the minute. It's got a trading channel in there at the moment. So it looks as if it might come into play very soon for that. So it might be on another bounce up for Binance. We'll need to wait and see. But we can use a 725 crossover kind of strategy for that. And look at that. Obviously we can look at the other strategies as well, 3 to 6 strategy for that as well. But it looks as if it's on the kind of up just now, just on 2 hourly. On the hourly chart, 2 green candles on the hourly chart. As Dean points out, for a 6% stop loss, you multiply by 0.94. Yeah, Christopher is correct. My mistake. Hold my hands up to that. Gino Dow, I see Kins doing well as I bought cheap. ANG in profit. Excellent. Good. Crypto Chit, do you feel that Pundy will dump after the snapshot? I don't know, to be honest, because it's at very low levels just now. It's at very low levels just now after the snapshot, so we'll need to wait and see what happens. Gavin Mearns, morning from Hull, loving these accumulation periods. Just as long as everything starts gaining momentum again very soon. Yeah, that's the thing, because we could have kind of accumulated last month, the month before, the month before that, when kind of Bitcoin price was high, and we think these are brilliant accumulation periods. But when it keeps on going down and down and down, we think, okay, shit, when do we stop accumulating? And it starts going up. Yusuf, thanks a lot for what do you think about Icon and OneChain? I'll just might take a wee look at that. Peter J, hi Steve. Peter, good morning to you. Atif, VenChain mainnet launch is on 30th of June. Any comment on it? I think it's going to do good for VeChain. I will just look at that just now. Where's it doing? How's it doing just now? Oh. So what's the charts like on VeChain? Kind of indifferent at the minute. We'll look in the daily chart. Not doing too badly. 42,000 Satoshi just now. And it has been as high as 78,000. So I think it could be good as long as it doesn't have problems like kind of the EOS kind of mainnet launch. So we need to wait and see what happens with that. And I think Binance are going to be supporting the VeChain. Well, they are going to be supporting it. I'll just see on the news. System upgrade, IoTech, see more. Find VE. Thought there was a news that they were going to be supporting the VeChain. I think they are going to be supporting the kind of the mainnet launch. On Kukux, Coinbacks is selling at 16 Satoshi. Crypto Chit, yeah. So just have a look on KuCoin just now. KuCoin, Backs. One of my other calls, a long-term call, Electrify Asia, is doing absolute shit at the moment. Absolutely shit. And I put a lot of money into that as well. I did call, I just think it's good. I think long-term is going to be good. I have to remember it's a long-term hold for Electrify Asia, and same with Backs. So Backs are down at 16 Satoshi just now. I'm looking at the buy and sell orders. For me, if I had the money, I would just get more Backs. I would, if I had the money, I had more funds available at the minute, I would definitely get more Backs just now. We'll just have a look. BABB, where's the funding page? I think the funding page is still at about £714,000. $711, that's gone down. That's weird. So 711,000, 47%, still 58 days left. I need to wait and see what happens with that. Yeah, we're going to have a look at BABB. So still 1/10 of a cent, just over 1/10 of a cent, but it did go under the 1/10 of a cent. It did go under that 0.00009, and we really spoke about this at 0.004 of a cent when it first kind of came out, but it's still done well from where we first got in, where a lot of us got in, and it has been as high as 0.003 of a cent. So it's down about 66% of its all-time high. And I still think it's going to do well for the long term. Just hopefully the team, and they are working hard in the background. I think they might be disappointed though with this kind of crowdfund sale that's going on just now. Might be disappointed with that, so we need to wait and see what happens with that. RC was impressed with the guys from Ecomi. on interview with CryptoLark, have product wallet at ICO stage, not just an idea or concept. Excellent, I've not looked at that at all. Frank Becker's heard about Apollo. A lot of people keep talking about that, I've just not had time. Electra ECA is looking hot right now. Their camp is having a big push at the moment. Excellent. I'm also in Electra, says Chris Noble looks promising. Electra, we'll just have a quick look at that. Electra, a lot of people talk about that as well. 42 million market cap, 1.6%, circulating supply 25 billion, total supply, so they're near the total supply as well. Oh, they've gone up a big amount. So they were up at 48 Satoshi, down to 27 Satoshi just now, but they have been as low as below 1 Satoshi, and that was back in December. So if you got back in December, that would have been a brilliant hold for you. So well done if you were back in it in December. Peter J, let's get out Bitcoin pants on and stick up. Yes, stock up. I kind of knew what you meant there. Moritha, happy 420, Steve morning. Happy 420, happy 420. What does that mean? Happy 420? Have I missed something? Mate, all the coins are doing shit. They are doing shit. Every single one of them are doing shit just now. Well, not every single one of them. Most of them are. Frozen Explosion. OST is under 6 cents. Looks like a good buy now. It's been well over at £1, $1.08 in the past. Yeah. How about the key? Yeah, the key just came onto Binance yesterday. That was one of the kind of ones we looked at as well. And why is it not on Binance? Has it not been updated there? The hell is it? You just need to look on Binance. 149. Oh, it's up 26%. I'll look on the hourly chart on that. Is it not on Coinager? Yeah, so it did get down to about 117 Satoshi, and it's going up now to 150. It's another one of the ones we kind of called this morning. Can't remember we called it this morning. Where did we call it this morning? I'm just going to check to see where it was called this morning. Wait a second. Okay, 142 it was called at. So it's gone up about 7% since it was called this morning. I'll go back over. So 142 it did get up. It's 155 it did get up to. So that was a good one. A good call, so that could be good for the future as well. 26, we've got a couple of minutes left. Wow, crazy how this bear market is affecting the viewer count here. It is, and I've noticed that in a bear market when the kind of prices are going really down. What are we at just now? 85 watching. 85 watching. So it does go down in a bear market, and it will go up probably in a bull market. Hopefully. LL Steve, I thought you used to be a raver, man. I did used to be a raver. 4:20 AM here in the States. Right, I've missed that altogether. Missed it altogether. Prime weed smoking hour. Right, I don't get that reference at all. I did used to be a raver in my younger days, but I don't get that reference. You need to explain that one to me. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for just now. That's kind of time up just now. So I would check out if you can get a hold of it. I don't know how. Yeah, it's halfpasthuman.com. If you can get a hold of that, I would have a wee look at that. The report, as I said, I'm not kind of promoting this at all. It's just what I like. So I'm going to have a wee read, a proper read of that. Probably after this, to be honest. But whatever you're doing, have a brilliant day, and just be careful in the crypto market just now. We're just going to have one last look at Bitcoin, see what's happening with Bitcoin just now. It's giving us a wee bit respite. Yeah, it's going up 6123. A couple of green candles on the hourly there, which is good. 4 green candles out of 5. So it's giving us a wee bit kind of hope there as well. We're still in that ascending triangle at the moment, but we'll need to wait and see what happens. But have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing, and I will speak to you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.